Well, hello boys and girls on internet who want to learn Python, and if you're on YouTube, welcome to another Python web scraping tutorial. And today we are going to talk about crawling across the internet, and it's starting to get interesting now. And I hope you enjoyed creating your web crawlers with me so far, and if you have, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, comment, share the videos if you can, please. So web crawlers are at the heart of what drives many modern web technologies, and you don't necessarily need a large data warehouse to use them. In order to do any cross-domain data analysis, you need to build crawlers that can interpret and store data across the myriad of different pages on the internet. So just like in the previous examples, the web crawlers we are going to build will follow links from page to page, building out a map of the web. But this time they will not ignore external links, they will follow them. And a little bit of warning when we are hitting the unknown waters ahead, when we are starting to crawl links on the internet. So keep in mind that the code that I'm going to show in this section can go anywhere on the internet. So if you learn anything from 6 degrees of Wikipedia section, is that it's entirely possible to go from a site like sesamestreet.org to something less savory in just a few hops. So if you are young and a kid, please ask your parents before running this code. For those with sensitive constitutions or with religious restrictions that might prohibit seeing text from a prurient site, just follow along by testing the code examples, but be careful when actually running them. And before you start writing a crawler that simply follows all outbound links willy-nilly, you should ask yourself a few questions. What data am I trying to gather? Can this be accomplished by scraping just a few predefined websites? Almost always the easier option. Or does my crawler need to be able to discover new websites I might not know about? And when my crawler reaches a particular website, will it immediately follow the next outbound link to a new website, or will it stick around for a while and drill down into the current website? Are there any conditions under which I would not want to scrape a particular site? Am I interested in non-English content? How am I protecting myself against legal action if my web crawler catches the attention of a webmaster on one of the sites it runs across? So when it comes to the legalities, please check out the first video in this web Python and web scraping tutorial where I go over the legalities and disclaimer for this video tutorial. So it's very important that you are acquainted with that. So a flexible set of Python functions that can be combined to perform a variety of different types of web scraping can easily be written in less than 60 lines of code. And I'm going to pause the video and just type in the script that I tested. So, and I'll explain in a second. Okay, I already written the script. So this is 60 lines of code, and to save all of you some time, I'm going to show you the code. So it's better that you pause the video and copy the code, and I'll explain, and I'll scroll down as I try to explain, and please do pause the video to copy the code. So here we start with some imports, and we set pages to an empty set, and we do the random seed. That is also explained in an earlier videos what it does. And we start off by retrieving defining a function that retrieves a list of all internal links found on a page. and it has a for loop within it that finds all the links that begin with a slash. And I'll pause it here. And the next function is the function retrieves a list of all external links found on a page, and it also has a for loop that finds all links that start with HTTP that do not contain the current URL. And the next function is to get random external links. And the next function is the starting function, where follow external with a starting site, follow external only links with the starting site, and in this case is python.org. This I have experienced that it breaks when I run the code sometimes, so we'll update it in a few seconds. If I run it, we'll use the python.org site as a starting point, and I think it will break at some point because there are some restrictions on some sites that do not allow to scrape their website, or we get a 404 or 403 error, access forbidden on some cases, but it seems okay right now. So I'll just stop the code. So when you run this code, you remember to have permission for scraping any website that do not allow to scrape them. So external links are not always guaranteed to be found on the first page of a website. In order to find external links, in this case, a method similar to the one used in the previous crawling example is employed to recursively drill down into a website until it finds an external link. This is what it does. So let me just explain with a flowchart. So it starts with gathering all external links on the page. Is there any external links? Yes. Return random external link. If it doesn't, if there are no external links, go to an internal link on the page and repeat the process. And one note on like putting this example codes into production, and the examples in this tutorial do not always contain the necessary checks and exception handling required for production ready code. So keep that in mind, put in the necessary checks and exception handling. For example, if an external link is not found anywhere on a site that this crawler encounters, it can happen sometimes if you run it for long enough. So this program will keep running until it hits Python's recursion limit, which is 1000. So before running this code for any serious purpose, make sure that you are putting checks in place to handle potential pitfalls. And one nice thing about breaking up tasks into simple functions, such as find all external links on this page, is that the code can later be easily refactored to perform a different crawling task. For example, if our goal is to crawl an entire site for external links and make a note of each one, we can add a function for that, and I'm going to pause and write that function. So just above the follow external only and the domain that we are going to crawl, just put in this code, and it collects a list of all external URLs found on the site. We define two empty sets for external and internal links, and get all external links, and we have two loops to add link in external links set and internal link set, and then we call the functions. Sorry, here we get the set to add the starting URL. Then we call the function get all external links, and this one is from the previous example. And if we run this code, it's collecting a lot more links and showing a lot more links now. And I'll stop the code and I'll explain what it does. So the code that we just ran, it can be thought of as two loops, one gathering internal links and one gathering external links, working in conjunction with each other. And the flowchart looks like this. So it starts to get all the external links on page. Does it already have it? If it has it, don't add it. If it doesn't, add it to the list and repeat the process. And the next loop is get all the internal links on the page, already have it. If yes, do nothing. If no, add it and repeat the process and get to the external page. So it runs like this. So jotting down or making diagrams of what the code should do before you write the code itself is a fantastic habit to get into, and one that can save you a lot of time and frustration as your crawlers get more complicated. And one note on handling redirects. Redirects allow the same web page to be viewable under different domain names. Redirects come in two flavors: server-side redirects, where the URL is changed before the page is loaded, and then the client-side redirect, sometimes seen with a "you will be directed in 10 seconds" type of message, where the page loads before redirecting to the new one. And this section will handle server-side redirects. For more information on client-side redirects, which are performed using JavaScript or HTML, we will get back to that a little bit later. For server-side redirects, you usually don't have to worry if you use the URL lib library with Python 3.x. It handles redirects automatically. Just be aware that occasionally the URL of the page you're crawling might not be exactly the URL that you enter on the page. So this is it for this video. So now we're getting into the more advanced stuff. We're advancing from video to video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please subscribe, hit the like button, comment, share the video, and I hope to see you in the next video. We are going to get into Scrapey. So hope to see you in the next video. Okay, bye guys.